Hi there! This is Diane Hanks with a very special lesson in our Blondes Prefer Gentlemen series. And I want to thank one of my dear subscribers for inspiring this. So I have a special thank you to Zefanius. And he sent me a lovely inquiry, and with his permission, I want to share this with you. Here's what he says. Dear Madam, I should like your opinion on a particular issue. Normally, when I take the public transportation, such as the bus or underground metro, I typically stand up for elder women. I even go so far as to make sure when I am on the bus that no elder woman has to walk past my seat to an empty seat behind me. However, I don't stand up for younger women unless they are pregnant or accompanied by their small child. I must admit I normally stand up for women that come across to me as a lady. But I often feel guilty for not standing up for women I find to have low character in my opinion. I feel that as a real gentleman I should stand up for all women no matter what. I feel the need to, and I feel badly when I don't. But I don't like those women, so I don't stand up. What do you think? Well, Zefanius, first of all, the fact that you are mindful of this particular scenario alerts me that you indeed are a gentleman, and that it gnaws on your actual conscience when you behave less than what you know you're capable of. And it's very interesting how powerfully a man craves and aches for women to be ladylike. And this tells me that you want to send a message. I want you to be a lady so I can respect you. That's what that says to me. So ladies, if you're watching, oh my gosh, do the world a favor and be ladylike. You don't even know what you're denying yourself and the world of if you hide your femininity and your beauty. So let me just take this another little step. Now, I think you already know before you wrote that to me what I would say, but I am flattered that you would ask me anyway. And for you other men out there, if you have questions about a situation that perhaps you might feel warrants an inquiry, I would be delighted to give a special treatment, perhaps like this, to your thing. So let me just give a little scenario too. Of course, as much as women want to have men adore them, which we do, a man wants to adore a woman. He wants to. He loves to have that wonderful feeling of total adoration for his woman. It's what lights him up. It makes him feel more manly. The more feminine she is, by contrast, the more manly he feels. And so there's nothing, there's nothing that's wrong with your inquiry here. In fact, it's so right that I hope that the women hear the glaring ache that men feel to have you, if you're listening, women, to be your most beautiful self, because they want to respect you. So I want to share also in the little more info box a very, very dear little movie. It's in 2 or 3 parts that illustrates this principle in such a way that is just such a pleasure for me to share. It's called Johnny Lingo, and I came across it when I was a young girl a long, long time ago, and I'm so excited that I could find it on YouTube just so I could share it with you for this particular lesson. It's about this Polynesian island trader who is the sharpest trader, and he wants to bargain for a wife, and the whole news goes across all the island. And the day of the bargaining comes, and the father of the girl who he's coming to see just treats his daughter like she is dirt. She's up in a tree hiding and just feeling terrible about herself, and he screams at her, "Mahana, you ugly! Come down from that tree! Today is the day of bargaining!" And her father just treats her so terribly. Well, I don't want to give it away because I want you to watch it, but I want you to see the difference between how Johnny Lingo treats the woman that he wants to marry and how the father treats his daughter. And there's also a little scene that kind of illustrates this too from the movie My Fair Lady. My Fair Lady, the ultimate makeover story. I love it. I love it. There's a little scene in there where Eliza Doolittle, who is the subject of this little bet that this professor and a colleague have, that they can take a girl, and he calls her a gutter snipe. She's like a homeless girl, practically, lives in the streets, sells flowers, and by merely changing her language, that he can pass her off as a duchess in front of a queen. And so she tells him at the end of the movie, after it all happens, that she does get passed off as this duchess, and she has this new beautiful language, and she learned also how to walk and how to sit and how to dress and how to dine and all of those lovely refining things as a lady that we're also talking about here, and also what I have dedicated a lot of my channel to. And she's so upset because she doesn't know what to do now that the bet is over. It's been 6 months, and she's wondering, well, what am I going to do now? I'm not fit for working in the streets as a flower girl anymore. And he goes to, she thinks he's going to hit her, and she falls down on the floor, and he just calls her this gutter snipe. That's the word he used for her. And she says, "That's all you'll ever see me as, is a gutter snipe. But Colonel Pickering, the colleague who takes his bet with him, he's always treated me like a lady, and so to him, I'll always be a lady." So if your girlfriend or your wife or your mother is acting less than ladylike, less than queenly, maybe she has never been treated like that. And so who knows but that your gesture of respect might awaken something that is in her. Every woman is a queen, and your treatment of her as such may just be the one gesture that awakens that in her, that she realizes that she is worthy of that kind of respect and treatment. Who knows? Maybe she's been abused. Maybe she's been neglected. Maybe she's been living in poverty. Maybe she's never seen what it feels like to be treated well. It's you that can make that difference. It doesn't matter what she does or how she behaves. It's you that is a gentleman, regardless. Regardless. So, I know you already knew the answer to that, but maybe it feels good to say, I knew in my heart that that was the right thing to do. So I do thank you for your inquiry, and I welcome others. And being a gentleman is timeless. Timeless. And I do thank you for spending this special time with me. I'm Diane Hanks.